We're talking suicide tonight with Audrey Tapasna and Sarah Dimla from the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse. Let's go to a caller. Let's go to Lisa from Jigo. Good evening, Lisa. How are you doing? Lisa? How are you doing?
This is a very important issue, very urgent, it's very sensitive. Being an educator for 22 years, I think Ms. Dimla hit it on the head when it comes first to family, close friends, and with teachers or educators like myself. You need to be aware, you need to always be looking and listening. I've been on all sides of the fence, from the rope to the jump off the school, to the have surgeries after the fact and save, to nothing I can do. It happened over the weekend. It happened at home. It was announced in class that it was going to happen. It's a very urgent, sensitive issue. And I think the more attuned family and friends and teachers and social workers and everybody else is, cousins, whatever you name it, in the extended family that we have in the culture of Guam, because we're multicultural, that we can win over this and we can reduce. And there are organizations like Rainbows and other things, but I'll end right now, but kudos to you to bringing this up, because it's very urgent, it's very sensitive.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for that. And one of the things, actually, we're here because you have, again, there are programs out there, as she mentioned, and likewise, there are more than one program that people can avail themselves to, not just as trainers, but who they can call. So, please.
Yes. So, with the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse, we were fortunate enough to be awarded a Garrett Lee Smith Memorial Youth Suicide Prevention Grant.
Okay.
And through that was created the Focus on Life. And so with that Focus on Life grant, we contracted out Living Works Education Incorporated to locally conduct suicide prevention resources. And that is the Safe Talk training, the assist training, and also the suicide survivor support group. If I may, I can begin sharing about Safe Talk. Safe Talk is a suicide prevention program, and it stands for, the Safe Talk is, it helps prepare people, individuals from the community to how to identify persons with thoughts of suicide, and also how to connect them to suicide first aid resource persons, such as an assist trainer. This Safe Talk, we've held already 22 workshops, and we've already trained as suicide alert helpers about 402. The ASSIST training, ASSIST stands for Applied Suicide Intervention Skills. This is a 2-day workshop, and what it provides skills for individuals who are ready, willing, and able to help an individual who is thinking of suicide and go beyond that and do interventions with them. With the ASSIST, we've held about 43 trainings, and that means we have about 737 local residents who are ASSIST trained.
And to be trained, you don't have to actually possess a special skill. You don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to be a counselor.
No.
You're an average person. I can, if I want to be able to read the signs and symptoms and be able to know how to assist somebody maybe in some rough times, I could avail myself. Those programs could be taught to me.
It's if you want to look at it this way, you could be a licensed psychologist to a stay-at-home mom.
There we go.
And Safe Talk is for anyone 15 years and older, and with ASSIST, it's anyone 16 years and older. It's, there are two really great programs. If you're interested in wanting to help a person at risk, I really urge individuals, members of the community, to come out and take these trainings. Another great benefit is that through the Focus on Life, these trainings, Safe Talk and ASSIST, the value of it ranges from $200 to $800. But through the Focus on Life, all training fees are covered. Oh,
so it's paid for, but you don't have to pay for it as being trained. It's through a grant, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. No, that's great, and we know that suicide definitely does not discriminate. All walks of life.
Yes.
Rich, poor, Chamorro, whatever it may be, you know,
Yes.
it doesn't discriminate. And most especially as we're going into next week, could be Thanksgiving, and then off to, of course, the holiday, Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
Time when it's where people are happy, but also a time where people are kind of melancholy as well, right?
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, tell us more, again, the I guess the alarming numbers, right, that we have here. The numbers is just our per capita rate, the amount of folks that do this on I guess on a monthly basis, one a month pretty much, or every,
Two in a month.
Yeah, 2 in a month. You know, when we look at situations here, I mean, what we know there's some family issues, maybe some cultural shock issues, and all that. But what do you find is maybe something maybe stands out more than anything else that contributes to the completion?
Yeah. Well, you said it yourself earlier, suicide is taboo. The misconception is that once you start talking about ideas of suicide or thoughts of suicide, you're already suggesting it to the person who's at risk. You know, Safe Talk and Assist are two evidence-based programs that prove the contrary. In fact, the reason why it's very effective is because communication is the tool, the key to you know, having a successful intervention. What we're trying to say is we urge the public or the participants to try and, you know, talk about suicide, go against the stigma or the embarrassment of the thoughts of having suicide, or you know, try not to silence the emotions, because that's how we can prevent it. The number of ones every 2 weeks is a very alarming number for the simple reason that suicide is preventable, and the only thing that you got to do is talk about it. And everyone is at risk, and anyone can also prevent it.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: are there some things that, you know, if you're not trained, are there some things that people may say that shouldn't be said? You know, I mean, we hear sometimes, "Hey, I'm going to do this." Go ahead, but don't do it here. You know, that type thing. I mean, you hear that sometimes, and you don't know. Sometimes you have to, oh, wait a minute, are they serious? Or are they, you know?
What I would say is every time suicide is involved, everyone needs to be taken seriously. And even if, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because there may be some individuals who basically, they can talk about suicide and they never do anything about it. And let's say this is the 4th time you're hearing them say, you know, I'm having another bad day, I'm gonna kill myself. And then your attitude suddenly becomes, you know, they said that, it's the 4th time they said that, so they're not going to do it. Every incident must be taken seriously. And it doesn't matter if it's the 10th time they shared with you, every single time.
You don't know when that time is going to be. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll go to Mary when we return. We'll be right back.